we have people in the city for you. And literally, given the treatment I had, it's unheard of that you go through that to that in, zero time, including surgery. Because if I'd collapsed anywhere apart from where I was and who I was with, talking to who I was with, I wouldn't be talking to you today. Let's put it that way. I mean, they
For
would have
sure.
opened heaven. They would have opened heaven's doors. When I finished that, I recovered. I was playing squash. I was playing badminton, and I decided, I need to do a full MOT. So I did a full MOT, and it came back that I had a high PSA, which is the prostate marker, which indicates potential prostate cancer.
Oh my
So they
gosh.
said, oh yeah, but you just had surgery in that area, so it's possible that it's that. So waited another month. It went higher. We checked. We did a digital scenario. We did. They took some of it out and checked it, and I had prostate cancer. So that's like, okay, fine. So what we're gonna do? The doctor says, the urologist said, yeah, we're gonna have to take it out, or we'll see what other stuff is available. Like, okay, fine. But we need to do an MRI. So how long is it gonna take? Is it 6 weeks? I'm not waiting 6 weeks. Well, it says so. We did a random biopsy, confirmed the cancer. And they said, but we need to confirm whether it has spread to anywhere else in the body. So we need to do a bone scan and organ scan. So when they did the bone scan, which I was radioactive, I wasn't allowed to be around any women who could potentially be pregnant. And I said, what am I supposed to do? Go up to a woman and say, look, don't stand next to me because I think you might be pregnant. How does that work without getting slapped? It's like, would you happen to be pregnant? Slap, boom. Anyway,
I'm so glad you've taken it lightly and you're laughing about all the story you told us of your sudden.
I haven't even close to finish. So I went for the organ scan. And I was going to work. I'd played squash the night before. I'd cycled to play squash. I played squash on a Monday night. So I played squash. I was cycling back to work after the scan. And they called me on the phone to say, where are you? I said, I'm going back to work. I said, oh, okay. Can you stop what you're doing? We need your doctor's number. I'm like, okay, fine. I said, why? I said, you've got pulmonary embolisms, anterior pulmonary embolisms, blood clots in the lungs.
Oh.
So they said, okay, so what's the scenario? I was like, okay. She said, you need to come back to the hospital. Anyway, the doctors were looking for a bed for me where I could be admitted into the hospital immediately. She said, look, this is not a tomorrow thing. This is not a this afternoon thing. This is a now thing. So I basically cycled back to the hospital. I've got friends who are doctors. I called some of them and they said, look, are you sure you're cycling? Are you sure the diagnosis is right? Because you shouldn't be cycling. You should be in severe pain, and you should be out of breath. I'm like, well, I'm cycling uphill, and I'm on my way to the hospital. So I got to the hospital. I tell them like, yeah, okay, I'll park my bike downstairs. What's the issue? Say, you what? You cycled? I said, yeah. You didn't tell me any different. I was playing squash yesterday. I mean, cycling there, and I cycled to the hospital. I cycled back. So, well, what's wrong with it? She said, you have got no idea what. And one of my doctors was telling me that, look, you could be dead in 2 minutes.
Jeez.
That's how serious it was.
Wow.
I'm like, really? So anyway, I was in the hospital when the chief surgeon came in the next day. She was like, with her entourage, because the boss comes with their trainees and their junior doctors and stuff like that. And they come to my bed and she's like, yes, this is the one who has got pulmonary embolisms and cycled into the hospital. And I was like, yeah, but what should I have done? You didn't tell me I should take a taxi. You told me to come back. You told me to come. You told me to come back to the hospital. I cycled to the hospital. I was cycling away from the hospital. So I just cycled back. What's the big? So one of my colleagues from work came to see me, and obviously I went in as an emergency patient, and so I hadn't got a toothpaste, toothbrush, and all that kind of stuff. So I said, oh, can I? So we said, okay, we'll go to the shop that's just opposite the hospital. And the nurse heard us, and she said, "You're doing what? You have no idea of the seriousness of what we are talking about here. You are not leaving this ward. You can walk up if you want to do some exercise. You can walk up and down the ward here. That's it. But you are not going downstairs, and you're not going across the street. You realize I literally could be dead in 2 minutes. I would collapse like this, and boom.
Yeah.
And nobody would know any different. So now I have to wear these. That was 2023. April was the operation. The cancer thing was by like November, December. And then I've gone through treatment for the cancer and all that kind of stuff, and the lung embolisms on the blood thinner, Eliquis, Apixaban, and all that kind of stuff continuously for 6 months plus blah, blah, blah. And then, so everything was allegedly clear. Then last Christmas on December, just before Christmas, 16th of December, I had a pain in the chest. So I went back to the hospital. I was like, this is not right. And they said, oh, it's probably just a muscular blah, blah. So look, I've actually had embolisms before, so just double check. And basically they confirmed that I had another embolism. And so they put me in hospital for another week or so, checked so now I have to wear compression socks on both legs because I've got DVTs in my legs. But the point is, God is good. I'm here. I'm surviving. I know we're here because we've got a reason to be here. And if it's because it's of this Aram, then it's because of this Aram. If it's making people's lives better in the world, then it's making people's lives better in the world. So
Yes.
really, we're here for a reason. When our time is up, there ain't nothing gonna stop us, because if you see the coincidence be for that operation, it's not even funny in terms of there is absolutely zero way that if God wasn't in it, I would be here. I mean, it's clear that the steps and who I was speaking to at the time I was speaking to, the surgeon herself, right, who was going to do the operation on me, realizing that this is what exactly the problem was. And it burst at that particular same point in time. I mean, if I'd been at home and called the ambulance, I would have been dead. If I dropped down on the street, nobody would have known what was. They would think some drunk, some druggy, blah, blah. If I'd fallen off the bike, they would have think, oh, he hit his head, and they would not have found the root cause. Wow. The interesting thing was, my sister who was in the UK had a colleague whose nephew had similar diverticulitis. He's not my age, probably I think he's in his 20s. And fortunately for mine went into the muscle of the abdomen. So when it burst, it didn't spread all over. So the cleanup was more or less contained. I mean, these are God instances that you can deny. Anybody can deny all they like, but it was contained within an area. So they managed to clean it up without cutting me open from top to bottom. So it was all done by keyhole surgery. My sister's colleague's nephew, his spread into his abdomen. He was in a coma for 2 months with his stomach literally aghast open. All right. And I
So
was
here,
in that 2 months, I was back playing squash and badminton.
Wow, you are
I
built
like to
tough.
I like to cap this off as Rumi, who is a Sufi, basically in the Islamic religion, who said,
Hmm.
"The light of God shines inside us through the cracks,"
Hmm.
meaning we're all broken pots.
Hmm.
We all have overcome trauma.
Hmm.
We overcome disaster. And example of me, you, and Rolly as three broken pots. But like you said, we're unstoppable. All of that aside, we start with the have, and I have great news for every pain that you talked about. Compression socks will be replaced
There we go.
this week.
Yes.
We will send you socks that you will absolutely love. Number two, the abdominal. Again, this technology is so cool. Technology is so beautiful. Allow me, if it allows me to share my screen. Oh no. Oh no.
Don't worry.
Let me try one more time.
Okay,
You
you're
see my
sharing that.
screen?
Yeah, we see your screen.
So this is Canadian socks promotion for sale, but you talked about some other areas of the body that like the abdominal. Allow me to tell you about my brother-in-law. Had a punctured stomach years and years ago, and when I was there in 20, this is going back to 2013, I introduced them to this product.
Mm.
Unisex waist support, back pain relief, and people ask me all the time in the shows, what does it do? I said, supports the back, tucks in belly, micro massages your core. Now, blood circulation is the key to all of the recoveries from all of the pains that we ever have. This
Mm.
is one for the core. Now,
Mm.
here's another one. Any arthritic feet, compression socks in three different lengths. We
Mm.
have designed this for people with pain who have cracks, all sizes, all kinds of basically designs that are absolutely knockout. Right now, we actually, if you collaborate with me, there's a show in Milano. My friends from Egypt have said if we do Milano in in December 1st to December now 9, there's 2 million people come, and it will be absolutely a knockout sellout because those are people in Monaco, Monte Carlo, all of the rich people come there. The
Mm.
compression, my friend,
Mm.
this is
Interesting.
designed to help blood flow upstream. So people who have even varicose veins, any
Neuropathy.
type of leg challenges, we designed this particularly for this. It goes on, but incredible. Headache, put this on in 3 minutes, your headache is gone. Why? The blood starts to flow to the head and it warms up. The gloves and scarves, exactly like this. Our aim is to replace people's closets with some of this holy
Mm.
material. Really, in Islam, in other religions, camel is known as the holy. Camel is the wisest animal of the kingdom, and we even have beds. I
Mm.
cannot sleep. I do get 8 hours of sleep because I use my camel bedding. It's
Mm.
incredibly soft blankets, comfort, insoles. If no one can afford anything, you put this under your feet. It micro massages, helps the blood upflow, and of course, this course where Raleigh found me here in the Orem
Mm.
platform, it helps us exactly do what we started initially. See, there's no coincidences. There's miracles actually. I
Mm.
designed this thing to help the how years and years and years ago. Orem
Mm.
Kenham said, hey, listen, let's help you with wealth, profit,
Mm.
fulfillment, direction,
Yeah,
success,
cash flow. Mm.
understanding, love, balance, and growth.
Mm.
And this is the miracle part that I bring to the equation. Somebody asked me, Mr. Gilany, what do you bring to the equation? Like we were talking about developing this whole comprehensive system. And I said, I don't come with the table and with anything. I build the table. I build the table of my health. I was desperate. I found this. My mother had a heart attack. It helped her. I am right now delivering some for Raleigh. Maybe today I'm going to see if the lady's up for a beautiful drive down the alley. We'll go down to Hamilton. It helps the whole area. Now, what we're trying to do is build communities online that are like me and Raleigh and me and Alf, that we know each other because we understand each other's pains, folks.
Yes.
Once you understand somebody's pain, you have them in the palm of your hand here. You can fill them with products. We can fill them with ideas. We can fill them. Alf just told Raleigh that you can rebuild your kidney, and I'm 100% it can be done. Why? Health is a science. See, when we go to think about health, right? Just think about health. I was the first student in my region, and I'm a product of my ancestry. Very proud of my Gilany ancestry.
You changed your what you call it? You changed your T-shirt. It used to be
Yes,
like
because today is the Labor Day.
I saw the one you're using to cycle outside. It wasn't this one.
That's special, just
it was
bright in the
Rotary.
morning. Now I have to lay it
Rotary.
down.
It was Rotary XL.
I appreciate it, but like he said, we all cracked. I had my brain injury. Raleigh's going through his chemo. You went through this incredible thing that you just explained to me for the very first time. I understand the body function of the abdominal and how it works and all of this stuff. And you were able to contain it, and now you look incredible. Now you got a better vision of yourself. Reminds me of one story, the eagle. I come from high mountains like Himalayas, beautiful areas. We always go for mountain hiking with my brother who passed away. Again, we all lost people. We'd like to see our success. We like to see our hustle, but we also like to see the result. The eagle, at the age of 40, that eagle usually, this particular eagle lives 7 years. At 40, it goes on top of the highest mountain. It beaks, hits its beak against the mountain rock until it falls off. This process takes 150 days. There's people out there who are so desperate, like I was, like Raleigh perhaps in his lowest moment, like Alf when he was given the bad news of, oh my God, if you go across the street to get whatever, you're out of this world. You're going to the next
one. Bad news doesn't. I don't do bad news. News is news. News is news.
I always tell my friends and my family, you're your own best doctor. Besides the analysis, besides the diagnosis, once you know, in the words of a lady at the Sunnybrook Hospital who opened my eyes for the very first time, I opened my eyes, she flashed some lights. She says, you see this? I said, yeah. She said, don't worry. If you woke up at Sunnybrook Hospital, you will survive. If you see this live, you'll be okay. Light. This is the first things that went in my head as I woke up from a 10-day coma.
Yeah, you see that's giving you a positive mindset. Right? It's giving you a positive mind. You have to have a positive mindset. You see, me, my positive mindset comes from my faith in Jesus Christ, because I didn't care. Well, it's not I didn't care. I wasn't concerned whether I lived or died. What I needed to do is make sure that what the purpose for which God put me on this planet, I fulfilled all of them, because that final review, when I go meet him face to face, is a case of, okay, why didn't you do what I sent you to earth to do, right? And it's a case of, well, I didn't have the resources. And then he says, well, but you said you believed in me. Am I not the provider? He said, oh, but I was sick. He said, but am I not the healer? Why was this? Am I not the universal? And it's like, well, which excuse are you going to give God for not accomplishing that which you were sent to do on planet Earth. If you say you believe in him, then either you believe in him or you don't believe in him. And for me, I'm like, fine. If he puts me in a particular situation, I mean, people say, oh, you're a rocket scientist, you're a mathematician, you fly this thing. How can you believe in God? And like, how can you not?
Mhm.
Right?
How can you not?
We are only confirming in all our science and all our looking out to the universe with the James Webb telescope and looking at the beginning of time and all the rest of it, how the universe was created, and saying that there is absolutely zero way that this could be done by chance. There is a designer. That designer we have come to know through certain works, the Bible, through Jesus Christ, the writings thereof, to reveal him to ourselves. Now, if we can either accept it or reject it.
Yes.
Right? He does not force us. And we say, oh, why is there so much evil in the world? Because we chose that route. We chose to be selfish. We chose to go down the route of, and if we change our beings to more being transformed by the renewal of our minds, like it says in Romans 12:2. Yeah, that look, if we change our mindset to Christ's mindset, then we are God's hands and God's feet, God's mouth on planet Earth.
Since we're talking about Jesus Christ, let me clarify again. As a Muslim, the ancestry of my ancestry, actually that leads to Muhammad Sallallahu himself. This is a family tree because he did have children. We believe in Jesus. He believed in every story that's in Jesus' book and every pain that he went through. We believe in Moses. We believe in Abraham. We were educated about Adam. We know about the process of creation. That's my childhood. That's how I know Islam. Brotherhood of man. The first group of Islam believers was a black man, a white man, a Persian man, and all, people from all over. Again, and I am sure there was a Judas even in Jesus' sect and in Muhammad's sect. In every sect, people are incredibly creative at destroying good and promoting evil.
Like I've said in the past, we have to accept human beings for who they are. And we know, though, once you know their character, send the person and see, whether it's a snake, whether it's a lion, whether it's a tiger, whether it's an elephant, whether it's a dog, a fluffy animal, a cat, you know their character and you treat them accordingly. Like Jesus knew who Judas was. Right? He knew what, and he needed Judas.
Let's talk about this
for a particular purpose.
Yes.
He needed Judas, and he didn't say, "Oh, I know you, and I know you are going to betray me." Even Peter, that denied him 3 times. I know you're going to deny him, and I'm telling you for free now that look, you're going to deny me 3 times. Sorry, but I know you, and this is something that we as human beings have to understand. That look, God puts people in our lives. Some of them are to teach us lessons. Some of them are to encourage us. Some of them are to help us along the way. Some of them are to lift us up. And we have to not despise the people around us, but realize that there is no happenstance. There's every God chance, right? God is not a God of coincidence. He's a God of plan, purpose, and design. Right? There is nothing that happens by chance. Everything that happens in your life, where you are, who you meet, what happens to you, including my cancer, including your accidents, including Raleigh's, but he knows, and it's for a purpose. We may not know what that purpose is. We might
let me
carry on.
Go ahead now. This is such a great topic of discussion because people need, half an hour of listening to the discussion we just had could change somebody's life right now. Why?
Correct.
Because we have the vehicles, like the story of the eagle. It goes on the on the top of the mountain. The beak is broken off, the feathers are pulled out, all of this, and it regrows and it lives another 30 years. This is the story of Raleigh. This is the story of Alf. This story of Arif. I feel like Jesus, Muhammad, my ancestor, this whole creative force of this universe give me a second chance for a reason. So should I worry about the opinions of other people? Should I worry about the person who says no to me? Should I worry? I mean, people.
Everybody has. I mean, one of the things I learned from my Italian friends in the European Space Agency. I've got a very good friend who's Italian, from pretty close to Milan actually, and he said he says Italians have a saying, right? Everybody has an opinion, and everybody's opinion is personal to them. And it's correct. But that opinion does not have to impact me negatively, right? You can have your opinion, fine. I accept it. It's your opinion. I can't do anything. It's based on your experience and you live with your opinion. I have my opinions differently. No problem. If we learn to live and let live, we good. But if you want to impose your opinion on me, that's a different what we call it. And I'm not adverse for you to tell me, you see things differently from me and then explain it and I accept. Then I come to see your opinion as my opinion as well. I have got no problem with that.
We're all entitled to our own beliefs,
we're
our
all
own
entitled
opinions.
to our opinion. I mean, I believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. Fine. It's my opinion. It's based on my experience. And as I said, I saw the face of God in the clouds. And fine, people can dispute that and what you call. I've got no problem with that. I mean, Jesus Christ came to die for us that we may have life and have it more abundantly. That's what I believe. Somebody might believe differently. I have no problem with that. But there are choices that we make. The Israelites decided that they needed, there was a movement from Egypt to the Promised Land. If you look at the Google Maps, or even if you look at the Bible, the Torah, you can see that it could have taken them 12 days to do that journey. 12. It took them 40 years. Why did it take them 40 years? Because they chose to do it their own way. Right? They chose, and people will say, "Oh yeah, but God." No. Hold on a second. God was in front of them with a cloud guiding them through the desert, the way that they wanted to go, and protecting them with a pillar of fire behind them. Right? So you can't even say God wasn't in it. It was, we make choices, and those choices guide our path. We can go direct. And my prayer is always, if I'm going through some rough scenario, like the cancer, like the diverticulitis, like the peritonitis, septicemia, and all the rest of it, I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to teach me, but help me to learn it quickly so that I don't take 40 years to learn the lesson. Let me go to 12. I want to do the closest to the 12-day version. So let your will, not my will, be done.
Yes.
That's how I see things. So yeah. So Raleigh, I'm gonna put you. I've got a prayer group that will probably happen this evening. Well, on Monday nights, I'll put you on the prayer list if you don't mind.
Absolutely. I would welcome that.
To lift you up to the throne of grace. I'll put you and we'll continue to pray for you for a miracle, one way, whichever, either a complete healing of your kidneys or what do we call it, or a quick transplant with no rejections. So I also have another friend who has had a triple transplant, kidney, liver, and something else. He's alive and kicking. I mean, he's vulnerable to a lot of things, but he's still alive and kicking. Good friend of mine, Daniel. So
Raleigh,
I appreciate that. First and foremost, let me respond to Alf. I welcome the prayers, and that is super fantastic. I am a believer. The more people that prays for us, the more the Lord hears us. So I thank you and your group for offering that prayers. I appreciate that very, very much. Yes, Coach Arif.
Thank you, Al, for bringing such a deep insight into health and wellness. And I hope those of you who watch this on YouTube or anywhere on social media decide that you can create your own destiny by promoting some thoughts and ideas inside your head that support your health, that supports the people around you to organize yourselves better, and that supports creating a life of abundance. I believe God meant all of us to be wealthy so we can contribute to the others, but we need somebody's hands, folks. Do you need somebody's hands? Jesus held some people's hands and took them through it. Raleigh is right now holding hands and he's showing his schedule: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and while he's going through dialysis. Alf is just recovered from what was supposed to take him to another world, but I'm glad he's here and we're enjoying the moment. So you can decide to chew on all of your misery and pain and opinions, or you can decide to choose fresh thoughts, new ideas, new communities, new people to surround yourself, and your life will take a direction just like the eagle we talked about. Thank you very much, Alf.
God bless
Okay,
you all.
very good. I'd like to finish